One of them said they picked her up with like it or they're a bug shot. She didn't look none you had involved. But her biggest thing got home yesterday said that she ran the stop sign on the book. Now she just hitting a child, one thing, I mean, that's bad, but if you hit a child and they'll run out the road on the streets, you come on around the book. Shot by the bug. Well, that's what it says. My uncle, he was 12 years old. School bus used to stop out there on the highway, young people, dirt road, you go down to everything. Now it was his fault. Bus stop, car was supposed to stop, car was stopped on Bill. He was 12 years old. Roy. Something Roy. I never knew his face. I wasn't gonna talk about it. But, Dad said he was all, Roy was always saying, he was baby, but he was always saying, as soon as he got off that bus, take across that road. Never looked. That car ran at that thing.
Okay, we are about ready to
The
start.
billboard contract, when you go do it. You can start,
Okay.
the billboard contract.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The mayor is in the hospital. I talked to him this morning. He's down in Mobile. He had a something similar to a TIA, a mini stroke, and he is doing much better though. We're trying to move him to a regular room out of ICU today, but there's no regular rooms available, unfortunately. So thank goodness so far he has no side effects from the TIA, and then they're hopefully the next couple of days maybe they'll be coming home. So keep him in your prayers, and we appreciate everybody thinking of him. So yeah. Full of informational things real quick. Most of us, I think, got the chamber email. They've got some ribbon cuttings coming up tomorrow for Hunter Hank's attorney next to Lucky's on the square, 11 o'clock. Furry Tales Pet Grooming Wednesday the 27th at 2. And then Coastal Alabama's new welding building April 1st at 10. So
Where's the bedroom?
it's 1315 South Alabama Avenue. So that's going to be, I'm not sure. I hadn't been down far enough to see where it is. Anybody know? It's going to be down there near probably near Sales Forward, somewhere in that area.
We're right along with that.
Yeah. Not sure exactly where it is. Might be one of those houses back toward the Burger King.
It's got to be one of the houses. What's it say about
Could be up on that hill,
with insurance places?
across from out, maybe there's Jody had a house there, she had to rent it, but the business about Witham County or wherever it was there. I don't know, I mean, it's different. But the one thing I think of it should be,
1315. So yeah, it's a good thing to have new businesses open.
yeah, we got them locking the door too.
Yeah, they need to keep them coming. Let's see what else we got.
We have another garment, clothing store open.
Where's that going to
Over
be?
by Omni,
Okay.
that look. Home health.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, home health place, yeah. It's a good deal. Yeah, they've already had theirs, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to mention congratulations to Coach Mandy Armstrong and her Coastal Alabama Yotes. Their girls basketball made it to the finals, and we're just proud of them. They did a good job. So they didn't win the national championship, but they did great to get that far. So tell her congrats. And we got, Tamika has been to some training and she's been working on her master municipal clerk designation. She's passed the next step into that, achieving her HR credentials toward that master municipal clerk. So we're proud of you for that.
Good job.
Thank you.
Um,
Liz is with someone right now. She's gonna bring you.
okay.
Yeah.
When she comes in.
Mhm.
All right, so the first thing I wanted to discuss in the meeting is the garbage contract. So we've got a big package and a letter in. So, yeah. So, the request for proposal says that we'll open them this coming Monday. But the last that I talked, and I don't know if you talked with Charles on that or not,
Mhm.
but he was wanting to get this approved at this council meeting and go ahead and start moving forward, because the contract runs out the end of April.
Or when are we supposed to be open?
Well, the request for a proposal says this coming Monday, the 25th at 5 o'clock. So I'm thinking that was not correct. I had Tamika call Chipper,
Mhm.
and he said if we make a motion, go ahead and open them tonight. You know, bids are closed, nobody else can turn
Oh,
them in
okay.
after the 18th. So
That's what I'm getting.
the cutoff was then, and so he said if we make a motion to open them, we can go ahead and open them and decide what we're gonna do tonight.
Mhm.
So that's what we will ask for in the regular meeting. Of course, we got a public hearing to start everything off at 4:50 on the south side package store out at 84 and 21. And that's regarding their liquor license, right? To be able to sell products there. And that'll be Rocky Birch, should be probably coming in for that.
Mhm.
Everybody got the minutes, I'm sure. Any questions or anything on that? I think I did have a little. There was a, in the minutes from the regular session, I just need to change extension to abstention, and when I was abstaining, it's about the fourth paragraph down.
Okay, I'll change it for you.
Everybody else good with the minutes? Miss Betty Madison is supposed to be coming back to talk about pickleball courts. And I also had a call from Miss Bev Colquitt during the week, urging support for it. She's on the same thought that Miss Madison is. So, we'll look forward to hearing from them. I went ahead and asked Michael to start looking at some numbers so we'd have an idea of what that would cost if we want to look at building some courts. It's my understanding they're about about half the size of a tennis court. And they would probably need to be lit so that people can use them at night, that kind of thing.
But you know, we can use that when they're in their farm,
You got tennis courts down there.
right, Martha?
You just have to go and strike and all.
Yeah.
Have to be-
that's,
Have they been resurfaced recently?
Well, I don't know if you have to have them resurfaced. I haven't found out really yet how they actually do it when they put on tennis court. But there's got to be somewhere where they can stripe it out where you can still play tennis on.
Right. Okay.
From my understanding, that's how it was at the college until they took the stripes up.
Yeah. So, you know, you just have to find somebody that can do that.
Right. We can look at that, and then we also discuss possibly the down from the sand volleyball.
Or on, take one of the
Ones that-
volleyball
ones.
courts and actually.
Yeah,
make
or turn it into.
You know, have to, you know, either concrete or pave it, and then we put the striping on it.
But yeah, you could put if it's as popular as it is everywhere else, we could probably put them in both parks.
Yeah.
Keep them busy. But anyway, they'll be speaking to that. We can look at that toward, next budget year.
What's the next pay?
The Y has inside their gym,
Okay.
but the hours are limited to just when the Y is open. They don't open the gym after hours.
Yeah.
I know that there are teams forming, I think with the college, like they're utilizing that as, and I think they're trying to get teams set up, like so Bruton could play us and then we could play them and just other areas. So I think they're trying to get that started here.
The, billboard contract is next on the list. That's, you said Liz is gonna bring that in.
I can speak to it while she's getting the contract.
Okay.
For that billboard contract, it was through Bill Salter. It's that billboard that sits right out here. What's the name of that store where the old Walmart is? It's a convenience store right there, and right across from it is a billboard.
Station.
Yeah, so that billboard that sits right there, it's on city property. So they were paying us $600 a year, $50 a month for just renting the space. Well, Lamar bought the billboard from Bill Salter. So now he just picked up paying the regular $50. The question was, do y'all want him to continue paying the $50 or you want to change the price of it?
Is there a billboard there now? I haven't got blowed down.
No, that ain't the one they talking about. You remember what that old house was sitting down in there that we tore down, the one right there,
Yeah,
Okay.
that.
that's actually facing back?
Okay.
Mhm.
The other one,
You
you're
got
talking
one
about,
further up. You got-
the other one's Studio 205.
Mhm. So that was
They
the
talking
question.
about changing, it was 600 before, then I want to 300.
No. I was asking the council, did y'all want to change the price or let him continue paying the $50 a month?
Okay.
Like we did with Bill Salter, because they literally just picked up where he left off it.
Yeah, they bought the whole company.
Mhm.
Lamar bought it. So y'all be thinking about that and decide if you think that's a fair price or if we want to ask for a little more.
Well, fair price. And put me on, hey,
And
y'all got your thing running yet?
yeah, man. What I've been doing. You wouldn't be here if you hadn't. That's good.
He may just skip down. When we high up there, he can do those kind of.
Okay, we have, next on the thing to discuss is, we got 4 resignations from MPD. We knew pretty much we're gonna lose Tyler and Demetrius to the troopers. Michael Crum has resigned to work for Coastal Alabama. And I believe and then Wesley McFall is resigning to go into a different
He's going
profession.
to
Yeah.
Billy Barnes.
Yeah, it's really new. So, if you hadn't already, read some of the comments on the letters that, especially ones that Crum and McFall wrote, that were in the packet regarding pace, and it may be something we need to review coming up to see if we're competitive with other surrounding communities again.
Well, we already had a chance to do that, didn't do it. When we gave everybody a 10% raise across the board, we had opportunity to bring these people on the low end of the pay scale that we didn't do. So, you know, now that comes back.
Yeah, we need to look at that. Did you look into the emergency aspect of that?
I'm looking into the hazard pay for it.
Okay, but as far as the emergency hire.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
To go ahead and get the
Mhm,
PD staff back up.
mhm.
So how many employees do we have now?
Well, we'll need to get.
I talked to Chief and when I asked her, I think it's 6 vacant because 2 are in school, if I'm not mistaken, and waiting for them to come back. And then plus these 4, so she's 6 people.
That's just to get back to where they were, not
Yeah,
counting. the
not counting the
vacancies they already
vacancies,
have. Because we budget for
Mhm.
like 5 per shift, so. And I think they end up with about 3 usually, so
Mhm.
it's reasonable.
So how much is, I can't know, somebody just give them like the half of the pay, that's what we're talking about then. And that came up, a couple months ago, gave everybody across the board, all of them, at least 10%. So these guys on the bottom down here, they didn't get, you know. So the guys that quit, only one on the bottom is Trustin, the McFall guy.
Mhm.
So the rest of them making pretty good, decent salary, besides that one right there. Well, the two troopers, you know, the two going troopers, all they make like 22 or something, but he's making 19, and what the other one making 19?
Tyler.
Yeah, they both making 19, so.
I think one was corporal, one was a sergeant.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we'll look for a recommendation from either Eric or Chief on that. And we'll try and move forward as quickly as possible to. But we can go ahead and start advertising tonight.
Yes.
And we'd like to ask the council to let us go ahead and put that on some online platform too, like Indeed or some other platform, because it'll should bring in a lot more applications than there's other means of posting. Last time that cost, remember Billy about what that cost, last time you used Indeed, a couple hundred maybe.
They pay part of it, I don't know.
It was about a couple hundred, because it charged by how long we have it to the time we close it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
So this is the old one,
Yes.
and they haven't presented any paperwork from you,
Mhm.
so we're just be authorizing the mayor to sign the new one, I guess.
Mhm.
Basically, it's just a name change is what we're looking at on the billboard.
Unless y'all decide to change the pricing of it.
We have one other resignation, Michelle McMillan from municipal court.
Mhm.
Should have been in your packet as well. We can go ahead and advertise for it at the same time. Get some apps coming in. Okay, so the emergency storm drainage replacement project, that's really not Golf Drive, that's Brookwood.
No, that's actually Golf Drive goes all the way up to Brookfield.
Brook Hill. Is what it is. So golf goes down and back hill. Okay. So that's the one, the stream that runs on down to the lake eventually. That we're talking about a pipe replacement. And I believe the low bid was 145.
There's 145.25, R&R.
Okay. So that is Michael's recommendation to move forward with that and use the 4 cent money to pump waters. The road would probably be closed. How long?
Well, I really don't know, probably a week or two.
Okay.
You know, it's just don't depend on the weather. You know.
We've got also a proposal in there for stump removal and cleanup from the trees that have been taken down, the dead pines.
Yeah,
That was what, 2,800?
yes, $2,860. That's for 48 stumps.
And rock.
Well, I live in the trees already done started turning the light.
Yeah.
I think lightning got a couple of them.
Yeah, 2,860, so. Y'all deciding if that's your recommendations to do the grinding, so, or most of them on the right of way and all, I guess.
They all out into around the lake and behind the community house. it will help, if we go in there and try to dig any of them, you know, you're gonna cause a worse erosion problem. But if we can get them ground, that way we can keep the grass, everything looking better.
So you get in the budget, to plant some trees, they're not pine.
Yeah, we need some
Live
hard
oaks or
oaks,
something in there.
some that's more tall. You gotta worry about still getting into them. And probably best bet's gonna be, oak trees.
And you gotta keep them pruning, so don't get some.
Really would, but they would, you know, to start with, you had to prune them a good bit, you know, but as they get bigger, you know, it's slack off.
Yeah.
But now, if we were to rent a stump grinder for our skid steer, we're gonna pay almost the same thing that, to rent one. And I know y'all don't want to buy one, but it's gonna be about $8,000. But now,
You'll be wanting to cut trees down, you go out there and play with.
if y'all want me to buy one, I can order one.
Did you, get a chance to check with Tim, see if anybody else has a city license for grinding?
No, he was gonna check and call, you know, if they did, he was gonna call
Okay.
and ask them about it.
So give everybody equal opportunity.
But then I talked with another guy and he said that he paid almost that much for half of them.
It's a lot of stumps. Okay, the next item is the YMCA Pavilion rental agreement, revisiting that. Previously, we had 75 for the small veterans and Clausell, and then 300 on the large veterans. I think Michael has some concerns on the veterans, maybe a large one needing to be a little bit higher. Or...
Well, me and the mayor talked with Ricky and was asking what percentage could the city get out of it? And Ricky started telling us about, you know, he had figured in there what it was gonna cost them for, you know, LP to clean it, his employees going out there clean it, and his employees in the office having to book it and handle all that. So, you know, my opinion is if Ricky wants to charge that and we're not getting nothing out of it, let's just say $500 to rent it. And we get 200, he gets, cause we might pay the light bill.
We gotta get something, however to work out, deal on that, I mean.
You know, but if we charge 500, we get 200, he gets, you know, the wire gets free
Leaving, we mean the rental, so.
for manual.
They have to come to conflict. I said they have to come to conflict if they can't bring. That's too much, I think. 500.
But now, actually, now that size pavilion, $500 for a day is not that bad.
But you gotta think about people might not be able to pay that. Might not be able to.
I mean, you're talking about the same thing you charge community now.
Yeah, well, that's something we can go a few hundred.
500 too much.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to y'all one day about the community house as far as the cleaning fee. So we won't have all this misunderstanding on who's supposed to do, mop and sweep, you know, mop and all that. If we would just charge a cleaning fee up front, say $250, and then that way, if we do have back-to-back events during the weekend, if we had the high fee in there, we'd have the money to cover it. But also, we'd have the money to pay our employees extra, so when they go in there. You know,
The only thing you're gonna get some instead of the cleaning fee, you're gonna get where they're gonna be worse shaking.
so you could have that.
You're gonna have that where they, okay, if I'm paying that, I ain't worrying about cleaning anything. And then you create a bigger monster there. Well, and you know, one of the things I thought we went to this having janitorial employees. Instead of a director out there, that we were gonna get some of that accomplished in.
Oh, now, we haven't been using BB.
Yeah,
You know.
but I mean, if we're having folks that have, quote, their title is janitor of all our facilities, then we're already looking at having expense to do that, something, I mean,
You know,
but my main thing is that I have a tendency of people, and I know how that's gonna go,
yeah.
that they're gonna say, okay, we lock the door, we go in the house,
Well, you're right about that.
and then that makes it worse than the $250 we done. And that might be the best thing, just go up $100 on rent, or $150 on rent, and just have that in it, and don't even tell anybody, I mean.
Well, that would, you know,
He can't have that in, on that part of it.
leave it on the rent.
And you had mentioned possibly raising the deposit also in case there's
Yeah,
damage.
because I'm gonna tell you now, if they go in there and tear a door up now, and we have to replace the door, you gonna be looking at $400-500 just for a door.
Yeah.
So you know, the cost of everything has gone up, so I think we need a little bigger deposit. So if something does happen.
Which they would get back, you know, if there was.
Yeah.
Not like the others going in.
So back to the park thing again, if it's gonna be, it's $500 flat out, including
$300 a pop,
it's
a damage
$500,
deposit.
so you get the 3 back.
Yeah, you get 300 back, just like you do at the community house.
So that's,
But it'd be 800, right,
It'd
including.
be 800 to rent it, but you get the 300 back.
I mean, look at the
Pretty strong.
size of the building you all have and
For-
the shop's
for a whole
1,500.
You won't never rent that place, you won't pay no matter.
For that much.
You would not.
Is there a way we could find out if they want the fans on or not and just let the city control the remotes? without
Oh, yeah, now,
getting any
you
risk?
see, that's the thing, you know, certain times of the year, you're probably not gonna need the fan. Cause you can go out there right now and standing under that pavilion, and there's a breeze blowing, you know, and the thing. Ain't about it's gonna be certain times of the year.
We could let y'all have a remote, and let Ricky have one, and then.
Well, no, you got, there's 4 remote. Each fan has got to
Okay,
have a
that's its
remote
own.
hooked to it in order for it to work. And I've even asked the electrician, could it be fixed where one remote turns it on, then you take that remote, and go to, and he said that the remote has to be hooked up, has to be plugged in.
Got another question for you. Seems like if close that park. I think they pay like $75 to rent that place, but it's for like 3 hours. So what it gonna be at the veteran park?
Well, now, it's just gonna be a day rental at Veterans Park.
For how long? From 7 o'clock that morning to?
Well, basically, during the open hours, and, you know, the Veterans Park's open like from 7 to, you know, dusk.
No, you're talking about the big pavilion, the
Yeah.
small pavilion would be 75.
Yeah, so that mean they can have a family
Small
reunion
piece,
out there.
Then-
At Veterans, yeah, now it's 75 now, they have to go through the Y and reserve it.
Well, I know, but he put like a 3 hours, like just say, like somebody want in for half a day, just say.
Yeah,
At Claus there, it's like 3 hours.
yeah, that's for birthday parties and stuff.
So. What if somebody wants a minute, is he gonna do the same thing at the veteran park?
this was saying, there's gonna be a stipulation.
Yeah,
You have
on
to
the
say
side.
what you doing for to get X amount of time.
I feel like that's up to the council to decide,
You,
because y'all are
They
approving
didn't
the,
do it. They didn't do it.
Well, it says for both small veterans pavilion and
Yeah.
Clausel,
They
it's
sign
based
it.
on 3-hour segment of time.
That's what I'm saying.
Rate is 75, rentals
You have a stipulation.
may be reserved between daylight and dusk.
It's just like.
And then either one of them can be used if somebody just goes down there, but they gotta move if somebody's renting it. you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody has to reserve.
I was thinking about it, if people have those like big events, like they had that thing outside with the concert and all that, and then family reunions, how they have that, you rent it for a day. Yeah. But
Yeah, pay that much, you're gonna get the money's worth. So what are y'all thinking on that? 3, 4, 5, what are y'all?
Whatever, 3 sounds fair enough to me, but we gotta figure out how to get something out of the library. If it's $50 and go up to $350, if they gonna do that, or if it's 100, we think, and we go with $50, should pretty well cover any of
A light bill, yeah.
the light bill. And just make them charge more than that, but the Y's gotta pay us something out of the rent.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I mean, why we can't get all of mine, because when you do this budget here, we put in man hours to manage that.
Now, he didn't put in the man debt, I don't think.
He will, he
He
did
will,
budget.
yeah.
Yeah, he will use that budget.
Yeah.
And we built that facility. And then if somebody rent that place, we still gonna be paying their salary, so I don't understand why we gotta get the money back in.
Especially that big percentage.
That's
Now,
why.
like I said, if we need we should get something out of it, and if they say that that's what it's gonna cost them to maintain it, then.
We maintain it anyway, we put in his budget, that's what I'm saying.
Well, we manage the community house out of City Hall. Why can't we manage the pavilion out of City Hall?
Well, I see.
That way, you know, 'cause they already,
Getting all them requests for refunds and all that.
Well, one thing,
Yeah.
originally, whenever
Which get paid for.
we were talking about letting the Y handle it, the main thing that I was concerned with is the Y having more than one event over there in the park, and you have somebody wants to rent that for a reunion, they have 200 or 300 people show up, and then they already got the pool open, and then you got ball games or something going on, you know, as far as the parking and all that. That's one thing that I was concerned with. And that's one thing I was thinking Ricky and them could manage it, that way they would know what all's going on. And they can schedule it, you know, if they take the people want to rent on a certain day, and then they got a ball tournament or regular games or something, they can say, no, we can't rent it.
But if they bought it, I can understand that, but I don't think it's fair for us to get it. They get all the money and we get the time. And plus we got them added in our salary, we paying salary for people to rent, I mean,
I asked the same question because I thought we should get all the money too, but
Well, you know, I said this before, I don't know why Ricky's not doing an itemized budget when he becomes the contingency.
yeah.
Showing what he's.
Now, I'm just asking a question because, I mean, 'cause we pay a lot of money for that thing.
Yeah. Way too,
And we wanna punish.
way too much.
Yeah, we want to punish people $500 rent, for them to get money out of it, if we get $200 back, that's not like we should get all of that.
Wasn't totally out of our pocket, but still.
Well, I could see what you're saying, Anthony, if he was gonna charge us more for the cost of him cleaning it and putting light bulbs out there, whatever he has to do to maintain it.
But he said he's gonna have it pressure washed twice a year too, but you know, that.
but all that's still.
That's still in his budget though.
Isn't that an extra?
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna charge us more in the budget for that, I could see what you're saying.
Right,
But if he's gonna still charge us what he's been charging us, that would be
We
different.
need to invite him to come and let him speak. That's what we
We
need to.
Not this year, last year you didn't show it one time.
But if you move it back here, I don't think it'd be a real issue because nobody wants to do those things anyway.
Who gets the money from the post?
That's why.
That's the why.
They get all that.
And got, but they also hired help, and then we used to have to
They
hire.
hired help, buy the chlorine, all that stuff.
Yeah, they do everything but the capital maintenance and the pools.
Yeah, but we give them money.
Right.
Yeah, it's budgeted for from.
What they collect.
Yeah.
We had the labor. We had on our payroll to clean up and striping and all those stuff too. I mean, yeah,
So do y'all
it's
wanna
both ways.
postpone it?
Well, let me ask this, would y'all be willing to consider splitting it with the city getting 150 and the Y getting 150? And making it a $300 rental?
I don't think that was an option according to Ricky, because he
Yeah.
did the calculation unit. That's what Michael was saying.
Didn't get it back and redo his calculation.
Yeah, I think we need to get, we gotta get something out of the fact of the power cost.
Yeah.
And.
Like they said, this power part, we need to get some back on the back end of the coop from what we paid in, building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's only like that because it's in Veterans Park and now, you
I
know.
mean, there's a trade-off both directions on that. Makes it even build up on all of it, that's just like us. We don't have to fool with that pool, we don't have to fool with that maintenance, that thing. Yes, it's costless, but it's, that other aggravation was rough before.
Think about it, it's gonna cost anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna cost.
We just paying somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
But we've been paying somebody to do it for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The $300 deposit to me is kind of steep. Too, I mean, how much did they terrify?
Well, the thing about it, if you give them the remote and they don't turn it, if they don't turn all four of them back in, or if they tear up all four of them, you know, that's gonna be what, $1,000.
I think we shouldn't have put down like that.
That's right.
Well-
Just put in, we had a breaker box, you had two.
Well, that's what it was supposed to, I thought it was gonna be, there was gonna be switches to it, you just flip the switch and fan come on. And I don't know how that got,
Didn't we have an engineer and all this on that? Every time we get an engineer on there, that's what happens.
You know, there's some facilities that if you rent like a fee, if you don't use power, you don't pay to use it. And unless you wanna, you know, it's just first come, first served, but if you wanna rent it, then you can get power turned off. That'll save you some on your power bill.
Then we need to go back and revisit that contract when he sent us. Like the verbiage and that.
Well, yeah, we just gotta decide something at some point, so we can start letting my thing out. Are we, good with the small veterans and clause L like it is? Go ahead and make that part of the form.
That's fine.
And then is that changed or is that already in place?
That's already in place for the small ones. We just don't have anything in place for that big pavilion out there.
We will, see if we can get him to come back then and, attend the next meeting and.
And access, because, we can email us, people will be looking at, which are, I have time to look at this stuff. We find out we want, we got 3 more weeks for a meeting. We can email us, we look back and forth, we have people to get it right.
And we want to know what the justification is for, you know, their expenses on it, that's all.
Their justification will reflect in our next budget. That way we can understand the break.
So in this year, are we requiring an itemized budget?
What's going on?
Like that.
It's had, but
I'm just asking because I'm working on it. I'm projecting right now.
We need to get him to come, that's what we need to prepare.
Yes, ma'am.
We need him here.
Well, we'll do that and then we'll request that we have some categories on
Yeah, 'cause he
the
got on it.
bid, like labor, materials, flooring, whatever. Okay. Well, let's spend enough time on that. Monroeville Main Street 5K run, it's proposed for May the 11th, 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. It's part of their second Saturday on the square. They're just asking for approval for that. The police department's already said they're good with it and will assist. Got the, this is just informational. The Mockingbird Company has sent a letter saying that their Harper Lee birthday celebration is on April 27th, 7 p.m. to midnight. And it'll be at the shop here in Monroeville. And she's just making us aware that that's they're getting a nonprofit liquor license from the states.
Mhm.
So they're covered. Next thing is the Arbor Day proclamation. We have that here and we'll be passing it around and asking everyone to sign it. Let's see, who has the invocation tonight?
I do,
Michael. you know, Captain Simon's pulling in here.
Oh, he's right there.
Okay, you hiding back there.
Yeah, he's got a speech, you know, come over here, that, you got put out on a limb there, bro. You're gonna have to do double, triple duty now.
I was trying to do
It's before, hadn't it?
Are there, Captain Simon, is there some promotions y'all are looking at from within that fill some of those vacancies, or do you know at this point?
We gonna have to go back, I think this week. Look and see what we have. Some people gonna have to move.
Is there a reason for such a big turnover? Is it just money or
Every one of them said, look,
like? Every month. Some of these guys have been here for some years.
Demetrius, like 13 years, I think. Demetrius. We need to do something, because we need these policemen. Not this killing and
Keep an eye on you.
so what?
Keep an eye on you.
Yeah, because it was some shooting or whatever, I don't know. Sunday, I think.
All right, one thing, we did get our, excess equipment sold on deals.gov, as it was called.
Goldie.
It looks like it's approximately 64,000. Is that our net? Did you?
Well, I don't know exactly yet, but it was, everything brought 64,600 something.
Okay. We gotta determine if we're getting any commission deducted off that.
Yeah.
Comes in. And Michael wants to, look at trying to ask us to use about 57,000 of that to buy a new work truck. So
We can do that.
or a different work truck.
The oldest labor truck, it's on it, we done spent several $100 this year on it.
Better than 57,000.
Yeah, but, it basically has some major work to it. Transmission is gonna be about 4,000. And then the motor ain't good enough to put a new transmission behind it.
Now you've got 3 work trucks, is that right?
Well,
Labor trucks.
we actually got 2 labor trucks, you know, we bought that other new one the other year. And, now I am looking at the, DOT side. And they don't have any there right now, but according to the future list, I think you got like 9 coming in, all in the. So, we might can look and get them one from them, but now it ain't gonna be that much cheaper. You know, and it's gonna have close to 100,000 miles.
You know, you said something about the skid steer earlier. Do we have people that are certified to run that?
Yes,
That and excavate?
yes. And now I've been waiting on the college, me and the mayor had talked with the college, and they were gonna try to start up a little, they were supposed to get it. Well, they told me.
That's the reason why I said it. I have some of my kids already been certified and the kids did actually going out to get certified in that and the excavation.
Oh, okay.
So adults can go too. So if you have some guys and the ladies that want to learn how to do it, give me a call and I get them set up.
Okay. Well, the college, they had told me and the mayor that they were gonna, get with us because they could take like 5 at a time, I think.
I think I'm sending 10.
10. It may have just said from one group.
And then once they send me and, Mr. McKenzie, Jeremy McKenzie, we'll actually be certified to be able to teach.
Okay.
So if you got somebody.
Now, he was talking about it's gonna be on all equipment.
Yeah, it's even, I think I even signed up for fiber optics. So, we're just trying to be able to get some attention here with these kids and, you know, when they're ready.
Well, see, that's what I wanted to do when I was talking with them. I wanted to send some of the younger guys that's never really been on a piece of equipment that much and get them, you know, trained up, and let them start doing something.
I'll let you know in the next class, and just get with me whenever you get the people, so I can get the information.
Okay, a couple other quick things. I don't know if Tim's gonna be here or not, but he's got, a request in to consider purchasing coil covers for the new air conditioner behind the wall back here for approximately 7,500, and he can speak more to that. But that may be something we can, look at in the next budget year too. if need be. But it's basically, you know, how the coils on the newer ones are exposed and he's thinking we're weed eating and whatever else going on back there. You know, we're not doing to get some protection on. That was about a $16,000 air conditioner. And then he's also gonna speak to, two demolitions on Drury Road, two houses up there. I believe, Ken, are those in your district?
Yeah.
Okay. 541 Drury and 905 Drury. Okay, any council members have anything else for the work session?
Maybe kind of should have
You know how many, have we brought in, any cans been turned in that were extras? Garbage carts, like people turning in the ones they had that were extras and not paying for.
They some that we picked up, but, some of them, I don't know, it's still getting kind of confused somehow. Cause, you know, I don't know if people are getting garbage cans from other places and taking them to their houses or what, but I've been noticing that one week you'd see a house that had one can, and then the next week you'd have two cans, so I don't, you know, it's gonna be hard to regulate.
Right.
Because people move around, they go and get other people's cans and stuff like that. And then them people call and say their can is missing. So I don't know how we're gonna control that. Only thing I know is whenever we, you know, when we do it, if we see a house with more than one can, we try to get with Liz and them and let them call the water board and see if they actually paying for it.
Yeah, and I think we got it.
But, you know, that's just like these two over here, they actually being paid for, the water bill, the water's on over there, and it's on their water bill.
They ain't ever put nothing in tax rate.
But they're paying for it. They're paying for that dumpster, that roll off over there. So, I don't know, you know, if they won't pay for it.
And they've been there for a long time, ain't.
Okay, we're at 4:50, and I believe that's the time for our public hearing to be called. So I'm going to ask Michael Lester if he'll give us an indication, please.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we just humble before you and give you all the praise and glory, Lord. We ask you now just a special blessing, fast recovery for our Mayor Andrews. Lord, we ask you now just to bless each and every one here. Lord, bless our council, give them the knowledge and the wisdom to make good decisions for our city. Lord, we ask you to watch over all of us, watch over our city, and watch over all our city employees. Lord, we ask you these things now in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Pledge of allegiance, salute, pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have for this public hearing, consideration of an ABC license for the Southside Package Store, LLC. It's going to be located at the intersection of 84 and 21. We got Mr. Rocky Birch in the room, the owner of it back there. Do we have any public comments? Okay, I would like to ask for a motion to approve or deny the license for this package store from the council. So move to approve. Okay. We need a second. Thank you, Thelma. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes. All right, we need a motion to adjourn this public hearing, please. Make motion to adjourn this public hearing. All right, move back up in. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, so that'll give us about 6-7 minutes till we start the regular meeting. So what's Mr. Birch's next step? Everything's in order? No one's anything he needs to do?
I submit his application up to the ABC board, and if she's missing anything, she'll reach out and let me know.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll get that issued tomorrow, probably.
I'm gonna send it up tomorrow, and then,
Oh, you'll send it to.
mhm. That's our step for the city.
All right. Good deal.
It's gonna be good.
And they had a trash can, right, my next door neighbor got one in the top of the can. Placed. So I'll just give you his address.
No, they can't fill out the form.
They were already.
Can I get the phone to take?
Mhm. Hold on.
I think that's 90%, that's it. I know the fact that he's got. It's signed. I don't think he's ever had this. Let you know, Washington, they probably something, 10 elite. I'm sure we got 35. Yeah, he's probably like, yeah, no, that's how it feels. Better be all. That's it, that's right. Yep. Who was it? If he ever buys for Kurt. Yeah. He could beat Auburn. If you would coach 45 years. No, he wouldn't. I played for him. He was ready to get out of this. What? Too many externals who, I tell you, that Curry was just like a generation. He would have been better, you know, he's kind of like a CEO, he got like, kind of have some of these go. I mean, he'd be great, he was, yeah. It is.
We're gonna let you know about something.
And Coach Stalin came in under Curry. And
I played for him for 1 year, and I coached with him 2 years. I coached on that championship team 4 years. I thought you played on that thing. I coached on it, but I tell you, Stalin did a radio show, he said he called me the captain of the 92 team, and Toby Shields, who was the center, who was listening, he called me, I can't believe Coach Stalin forgot that. I said, well, I said, I hate that boy. He goes, why didn't you correct him? I said, well, I like the way it sounded.
that's what my father-in-law started with. I think, yeah, so.
Your father was with her?
Yeah, here's the.
That's your father-in-law? Oh my God, I love Gary. How's he doing?
They've been retired now.
Like
They
a
retired, but they can.
He retired. Oh my God.
Well, yeah,
He's still on, I see sometimes on that, I'm like, why not share them?
he, did not go this past year, they let him keep it going on.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no guilt on the- First time.
Oh, man. So, you know, Sullivan was another. Sullivan was a great guy. He passed away. Okay. Where's he living? That's what's. Oh, yeah, he's great.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
I'll say it kind
I
of.
was saying,
Help me.
Comes back.
Yeah. Oh, I was coming back from a game. This was 1999. I was coaching in Lanier. It was my family. I don't call that a Texas.
That way it'd still be the same.
You grab back.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming out the road, and I can see somebody's father. I can tell it.
So
As soon as like I crossed over to Togo, right, still talking about, I put on, I guess that's where he, the pull me over. Well, players.
No, it's not an hour.
I had furniture in the back, even though it was storage, and it was just like,
That's how it's going. So.
we have to start paying you. I said, man, I'm old out. Oh, but they, I come over, some of them, so, well, that goes on Vegas.
Okay.
He got that guy should done. Something. Two properties. And one of the guys, ended up in on that, but then play ground bands. But it's. About all my things. When he was young, it's like he kind of worked out, and just, he thought we were weeding off the road, and I mean,
Yep, so.
there were three of us in the front of the cab, one of them. It's all football coach.
Okay.
Another guy was 6'7" is on 320. And I was 400 pounds. I absolutely. It was a whole lot of. We.
Okay, discretion.
It was interesting. I thought it was something. Yeah, that taken care of.
So. I think that's what.
I just told you when you said the second, I think about the flashback.
That's how they describe that.
Yes, or
Gonna change it.
I keep. Until
I got 15 or 16. I think.
2007.
Yeah.
That was- He played Alabama.
Yeah, well, I could confuse.
You know, that's slang Z, University of Alabama, big football.
And he asked for full age, if he wasn't on the rock, on the roster. But don't hold that against him, I'm a nice guy. I just,
Don't say, don't want you blowing smoke over here, and I just got.
not that good for him.
He's a businessman.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. I've got 5 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. And, the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes. And I had requested, one word clarification on the regular meeting minutes during the work session. So with that change, do I hear a motion that we approve the minutes?
Make a motion.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Is that you second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay, next we have privileges of the floor. Miss Betty Madison is here. And,
May I stand here?
sure, just speak up so we can all hear you, please.
Okay. My name is Ben Madison and we are here on behalf of, asking the city to establish some outside pickleball courts. Now, just in case you don't know, pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in America. And it is enjoyed by the young and the old, well, not old, young and the senior citizen. And what has happened in the past, we had 2 dedicated pickleball courts at the Coastal College. And when they resurfaced the tennis courts, they did not restripe it to include pickleball courts. So that has left the ones who play outside without anywhere to play. Unless you're a member of the Y, and the YMCA allows members only to play inside the gym. And we have to share that time with their afternoon sports, whether they're having basketball, volleyball, or any other sports in there, we have to share. But we are appreciative to have the privilege to play on the inside. Now, what is pickleball? Pickleball is a cross between badminton and tennis, but the courts are smaller, which lends itself better for seniors to adjust to, and some of the benefits of that pickleball is strength muscles, low impact on the joints, and improve balance and coordination, weight management, cardiovascular health, on and on and on. And it also helps to lower our risk of going to the doctor. So that's a benefit to seniors. Now, what we have discovered that there are several municipalities that in close proximity to us who have recently established some outdoor pickleball courts, one being Bruton. They resurfaced some old abandoned tennis court at the cost of around $62,000. And one was in Bay Minette that resurfaced some old outdated tennis court. So we're just, some of this has been done with grant money, some been done with their COVID money. Well, what we're asking, we're not trying to relegate you to a site, a designated site. We're asking you that if you would consider giving an outdoor venue for pickleball. And not only that, it can be a great add to your Chamber of Commerce booklet as it draws attention to visitors who come into our city. Because there are most municipalities now have added pickleball and pickleball courts to their sports facilities. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate your input. We did have some discussion in the work session about trying to look at the possibility of putting some at Veterans Park as well as Clausell Park. There's some tennis courts already existing at Clausell that may be converted, so yes, we're gonna definitely take a look at that. Mr. Lasker, I think, is gonna try and get us some pricing on what those projects would cost, and we'll certainly take a look at what funding means that we can use to achieve that.
And there are 2 abandoned pickleball courts at a tennis court at Community House.
Yes, ma'am, up on top of the hill.
Top of the hill.
Yeah. Mhm. That's right. Okay. Well, we appreciate that input, and we will definitely get back to you on that. So.
Okay.
All right, so next on the agenda is to look at the garbage contract. So to get started on that, I would like to ask for a motion to change the bid opening from next Monday, as it was originally set, to today. The bids have already closed on this garbage agreement. This yesterday, Monday, they had already closed, so we're gonna ask for a motion then to change the bid open to today at 5 o'clock.
So moved.
Thank you, Larry. You have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you for that. All right, so I guess the next order is to open these. First one is just marked proposal for residential, commercial solid waste collection disposal. Okay, this is a letter from Waste Pro from Spanish Fort. Appreciate an opportunity to bid on the city of Monroeville residential commercial solid waste, but after careful consideration, Waste Pro of Alabama will not be submitted a proposal at this time. They're thanking us for the gratitude for looking at it and considering it. So, and that's from Ralph Mills, Senior Vice President of Waste Pro. So we got a no bid on that one. And this package is from Republic. And Mr. Rogers here, so.
I can get a feel of every lorry to go with it.
It's not that bad.
Or just one page that you give me, right?
The white one is the official that has all the
Okay. So these are just other copies
Copies,
of the same. Okay. Yeah, look on. Okay, well, this is from BFI Waste Services LLC, doing businesses with public services of Escambia County. Of course, one thing they're pointing out that we partner up to offer a scholarship every year. So that's always a fun time. And more than 50,000 has been done over the years. Okay, underneath tab 2, you'll see the exhibit A, which is from our bid. Okay, which is the dollar amounts for a residential cart proposed at $21.50 a month. I think we're paying 17 and some change now, 34. The extra cart at $14.89 for people that want 2 carts. And that's at 12, I believe now. So, okay. And then you see the various prices for the dumpsters. I won't take time to read all those out, but ranging from $71 for a commercial cart. I believe that's about a double.
Yeah.
From where it is now. Up to $960 for an 8-yard 4 times a week. These are per month prices.
What's the justification for having up the business card?
The business card. Well, we just, you guys put out a bid, we respond to the bid, but really, I can explain the commercial side of it. Obviously, you got 2 lines of business, you got a residential line, a commercial line. It's always kind of going like that, but, the city put out the response, we responded, obviously the only bidder, but what's happened since the last time just went out to bid? 2018, it went out to bid. We've had a global pandemic, which the world shut down, but we didn't. We still continue to service like normal, right? You remember that. We've had crazy inflation. It's affected everybody. I'm sure you've gone to the grocery store or gone to a restaurant or something. If you run a business, you know how inflation's affected. Supply chain issues, obviously the fluctuation in fuel costs, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's low. It's kind of hard to nail it in. Hurricanes, supply chain issues, leadership change in our country's happened. But during that whole time, we've never asked for anything more from the city than what was in the contract for the price increase. And if you look at your contract at 13.023, the current contract, that says we could ask for additional money during times outside the contract. We never did that. We've never come back to you guys. We just honored what was in the contract with the CPI. But also what's happened in that, what's kind of made it kind of unbalanced is the commercial side of it. And in the RFP, we're actually de-risking the city from financial responsibility because the city's been doing the billing, or water company does the billing, y'all do the collecting. But in this RFP, the contractor who wins this bid is going to take over that for you. So the bad debt is going to fall on us instead of the city. I've been doing this contract for 6 years, and we've always had a problem with the commercial side of it, trying to figure out people moving in, moving out, what's going on. But the whole time also, the price of providing the commercial service, we've always went through the direction of the city council and the mayors in the past. It's like, hey, kind of help us on the business, the commercial side of it. And in that process, the rates were locked in 2018. They weren't ever increased except for one time at the site when we renewed the contract in 21.
That's the only time that the contract states that we're allowed to increase the commercial rate. The rate we had given you is below the market value. And so we increased it in 2021. We held the residential rate at that time, if you'll remember. And so basically, and then the prices were locked for 2 more years. And all this has happened, you know, all these increases, and so basically our costs have basically outpaced the PI that we get for the commercial side of the business, and us trying to help the city. Because then we did a project in like 21 where we collaborated with the city to try to figure out how to, because I think they were losing, I don't know, $10,000, and we worked together to try to figure out what's going on, and worked on the commercial side of it, and found cans that were out there that weren't, you know, that didn't need to belong, and people weren't, you know, that they were leaving businesses, but they weren't leaving the cans, and nobody really knew. Nobody was communicating, whether it was to the water department, communicating over here, things were closed, and we were still servicing. And it's so by the city putting it out, that we can, that the, you know, the contractor's gonna be able to do that. I think that'll help that situation a little bit. Like I said, too, it'll relieve you guys of some financial stress, probably.
So the proposal is separated. That's what you're doing.
No, it's not separated.
Okay.
No, it's just, instead of you guys doing the billing, the contract will do the billing. It's in the RFP.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the rates would be set through the city, and
In the RFP, we had asked for the successful contractor to take over the billing, the servicing, the collecting on the commercial side.
Okay,
Commercial side.
but it is separating. Water board's still gonna take care of the
That-
residential,
Correct.
and they're gonna take care
And
of
they'll
that.
direct bill Republic or.
Yeah, that's what I said, it's gonna be basically separated in the billing process of responsibility.
that's correct.
But to answer my question, if they're going down the road and picking up a residential, copper, can, what you call it, and then the next stop is a commercial, they're with the same truck, the same day, the same dump, but you're charging 3 times, 4 times almost as much for that dump.
Yeah.
I understand what the justification of that.
Well, that's a commercial can, and
It's
it's
same size can.
it's a commercial can, and we run our number. That's what I know, I understand what you're talking about, but it's also, it's a commercial business. So I'm just, that's how we do the process.
Basically to the point that you can do it, for everything you get by.
No, it's not.
That sounds like what it is.
No, it's not. It's
I
not.
mean,
Yeah,
the
it's-
fire department has garbage less sometimes than residential, but you're charging them a commercial can rate is now instead of $21, $70-some, that's 4 times the high.
Well, I'm just,
Keep
that's what's
smiling.
in the proposal. I'm not
Keep-
smiling.
there
I'm
you
just saying that's what's in the proposal. So,
Do you know, Roger, approximately how much per yard is in these commercial rates, what the bid price is?
no, I don't have that number.
A 2 yard, 1 time a week's 159. Is it pretty consistent throughout, or does it vary?
Yeah, the increase will be consistent throughout.
As far as the rate per yard should be the same.
Well, it's a blended rate. I mean, there's an average and then it's a blended rate, like the rate for the 2 yard is gonna be different than 8 yard or what, I mean, it's a.
In other words, somebody that has
It's
4 times dumping a week would be less than somebody has 1
Yeah.
time per yard.
How much on the average is the commercial rates going up? Is it across the board that much, or is it just?
Yeah, it's gonna go up substantially. And I know it's gonna be sticker shock, but, you know, at the end of the day, during the time that, you know, we've been servicing these, contracted stuff, maybe we've been a little irresponsible in our pricing over the life of these contracts, and we've held, look, we got a lot of catching up to do. But the thing is it's not gonna be over what the market average is for commercial rates. I mean, it's gonna be kind of in line, but there has to be an adjustment. I mean, we've honored the contract, we've done the contract, and it's been under, the price has been under
I do know that there.
under what the average is for the area.
I
So,
do know that y'all charge different for county. If you're servicing a hopper in the county versus in the city, it's been more that way.
because, the county's open market.
Yeah.
Yours is gonna be franchised. And there is in this new thing, there's a opportunity for a franchise fee for the commercial businesses too. You guys have to decide on that, but
Just double checking, make sure, I think everything's in order, it appears. Like it could be. Got consolidated financials in there under
Yeah.
tab 12, so.
Yeah.
That's requested. Of course, if we go with it, you'd have no problem starting May 1st.
We don't have a problem starting May 1st. We do have a bid exception in there, talk about multi-housing. When we figure out the billing of how that works, because I understand, it's. So you may still have to bill it till we figure it out, and so it may be a couple of weeks, but, or 3 or month, however long it takes to figure out the multi.
To get that straight. So what what he's referring to is what we call shared dumpsters in the city right now. There's several around the square. There's some that are various apartment complexes and what have you, that we split the billing to multiple parties right now. And going forward, we're gonna need either one party to take on the billing for that dumpster or for everybody to get their own container, one of the others. Make that work, so. And the city will soon be getting out some letters in regards to that with those recommended changes. So, I can run down real quick in the charges to give you an idea. The commercial cart is going from $36.50 up to $71.75. The 2 times a week commercial cart from 81 to 143. The 4-yard, no, I'm sorry, that's a 2-yard dumpster. 81 to 159. Yes.
Basically, building and everything.
2-yard, 2 times a week, 146 to 292. Skip down to the 4-yard, 1 time a week. I don't think we have any of those currently, so we'll do a 4-yard 2 times a week from 188 to 370. 6-yard 2 times a week is 225 to 447. And 8-yard. Eight-yard 3 times a week as an example, 383 to 764. So. And then the extra yard rate of $30 if there's overage, if the dumpster pile too high. If they want a lock bar on the dumpster, it's a one-time $50.
That's correct.
And a redelivery fee, that would be if they don't pay you guys and you have to take
Right.
the dumpster and bring
If
it
you get
back.
a new business that signs up, we'll obviously deliver it there for free, but if it's a non-payer and we have to remove it for non-pay, but then they get caught up to deliver, there'll be a redelivery fee.
That's the reconnect fee. So,
Yeah.
so everything appears to be in order on their bid. The council certainly going to have to take this under advisement and determine what rates that we need to set to cover if we're going to continue this route. The contract with the public. Anyone have any input on the bid itself? Other than what's already been said.
Is your next opportunity, and is, how long is this good for?
It's a 5-year agreement.
Your contract.
5-year contract.
But he has the option to go up 4% each year, is that right?
There is the CPI.
Yeah.
A fixed rate CPI, so you can budget off of it.
How much is it? It's variable year to year.
No, it's the RFP called for a fixed rate.
Well, I hadn't looked at these 25.
No, that's not, no, I'm just telling you, It's y'all's RFP and it was a flat rate 4.5%, and it's gonna be that. It's not very, that's what it's gonna be.
No word.
And-
If CPI is 8%, we'll still pay 4.5.
Yeah.
If it's 3%, we'll still. pay
Right,
4.5.
even right now, the water sewer trash is running 5.5, 5 from right now. And it's been, I will say this, though, you guys, in the 2018 contract, you went from garbage and trash to water sewer trash, and that actually saved you some money from changing the indexes. So I give y'all credit for making that change. So that helped. But, you know, I want to reiterate too, on commercial, like commercial, the price was locked 2018 for 3 years. It got a little price increase. It's been locked ever since 21. Like I said, you know, it's partly, I guess, you know, it's partly our irresponsibility a little bit, not keeping the pricing to the lifetime of this contract on the commercial side. That's kind of why it's kind of getting this big number, and it's, you know, ripping off the Band-Aid, but we, you know, it's.
Is this just us or is everybody else that you all serve?
Well, I mean, whenever it's based off of, you know, we do a performance, outcome, that's evaluated towards the market and all that, that's basically, that's how it is, that average, you know, I think it's below, the app, like he talked about on the open market for Monroe County it's below that rate, but
Now, if
not
I'm
much below it.
on a 2-yard, 1 time a week at 159, am I figuring that correctly? It's 1837 per yard.
No, I have to calculate, I calculate it right now, but.
Because that's above market rate. It's 159.82 divided by 4.33. Divided by 2 yards per week. I'm getting 1846. You mind calculating that real quick to make sure that's right? Because that's twice the market rate. Mistaken.
Yeah, but if you look at the 8-yard rate, that's a blended rate. That rate on average is a blended rate. Takes all the rate and divide, that's how it's a blended rate. It's not necessarily that. It's not one rate times all of it. That's a blended rate. So.
So an 8-yard, 1 time a week works out to about $8.44 per yard.
Yeah.
I'd like to, for the council to give me some input. Do we want to study this some? Do we want to move forward with trying to approve this?
I mean, we only got one bid, we're gonna have to do the only thing if there's some discussion of some modifications and some of it. I don't know if there's any room for a discussion at all. If there is, then it'd be nice to look and see what additional things in there that may affect us. The one thing is the increases in how long the contract is, and we can answer that.
And that was in our RFP, so yeah, that was our problem. Yes.
Contract runs out at
April
the
30th.
next month.
Yeah, April 30th.
Yeah. I mean, I think we gotta wait for the next meeting, and not, it's gonna change things. That's not gonna, y'all ain't gonna swap over anyway, because we have the opportunity to at least look at it.
Well, I mean, you know, part of it too, like I said, there's 2 lines of businesses, you know, 2 lines of business. It's a balancing thing between the commercial and the residential, and, you know, we can, you know, it works, but we gotta get it balanced, and that's where the imbalance is on the commercial side of it. And we're trying to get it balanced up, you know, in the residential rate, I know it's gone up, but that's basically that's the rate that's in cities that are like yours that do summary bill, it's right right in there with
It's
that.
about 23% on residential cars.
Yeah, and just questioning the justification of that
That commercial car,
and commercial car.
like we could probably work with you on that, I would think.
Cause you're gonna create a bunch of those that you're not doing now by what sharing these cars, I mean, sharing these dumpsters. Do you think so?
Make it a lot harder sale to, that $36, it would be easier sale, it would be.
You know, I'm saying, I ain't arguing with you 40, 50, but I mean,
Yeah.
still though. Your justification on that item, when they come down the same street and hit the residential's like them, everybody else that's got a business that's got a car. That, you charge $121 and charge $136, and now you gonna go, one charge $21, another one $70-something. Same size container, same truck, same everything.
Is that, pretty, common across all cities you work in?
I'm in the commercial.
The commercial versus the residential?
It's higher, usually.
I mean, it's right now, it's almost double.
Yeah.
But it's going from double to quadruple.
We could,
And because of, like I said, we don't create a lot of businesses that can share in a dumpster that's gonna go to a car. Where the fact of that somewhere we take the sticker shock off of them a little bit on doing it.
we can talk about it.
Okay.
We can talk about it.
Okay, so, we will, I guess I need to ask for a motion to take this bid under advisement and we'll study it. Okay. I need a second.
That's it.
Thank you. Any all in favor? Aye. And any opposed? Our next council meeting will be April 7th. And we'll pick this up again. Okay, we have a billboard contract. I think you guys saw the one from the Bill Salter Company. They have a board that's on city property on 21 bypass near Pike Street. And, that company has been purchased by Lamar Signs now, and we would like to ask for a motion for the mayor to be able to sign a new agreement with Lamar so that rental can continue. It's $50 a month. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? And any opposed? Okay, so just an informational item for the council. We had been in discussion with Mr. Brett Lofton about purchasing a small piece of property behind his business. It appears in some of Tim's research that we may not be the owners of that property. So that's being researched currently, and if so, we'll turn it over to the owner if it's not us to handle that. So, it apparently is the owner that owns the dirt lot beside it there. So.
Okay.
All right, so. Okay, so now we have several resignations from the police department. We're losing 2 long-term officers to the troopers. That will be Tyler Sigler and Demetrius Stoll. And we're losing Officer Michael Crum, Investigator Crum, is going to leave and go to the coastal Alabama. And then we're got a resignation from Wesley McFall, a relatively new officer that is changing careers. So I would like to group those together into one motion, if the council is okay with that. That we accept those resignations from those 4 officers.
Well, we should just not accept them,
So-
they have to
so
say, but
no.
they're not gonna work.
So is that a motion?
I mean, you can motion to do it, it's just not, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not gonna do any good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've served us well, and we certainly, appreciate their service. And I think they're not gonna continue. So I need a second on that for those 4 police officers.
So Melvin, you did the first, okay.
Selma, okay. That Kim has the second one there. Okay, for the 4 police officers, all in favor? And any opposed? Okay, then we have a resignation from Michelle McMillan from the municipal court office. Here. Attached to the PD. I would like to ask for a motion to approve her resignation.
So moved.
Thank you. You need a second?
My second.
Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor? Next. These out. That's can be signed.
So while you're on that, can you make a motion to advertise for each one?
Okay. We would like to get ask for a motion to go ahead and advertise for each of these positions, these 5 positions. Do we have a member willing to make that motion to advertise these openings?
Absolutely.
Need a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? And any opposed? Eric, I did have one question. Mr. McFall indicated he may be willing to continue part-time. Have y'all discussed that with him? So at this point, he's resigning his full-time status, but you'll keep him on as part-time, is that the? Okay. Okay, next on our list is the Golf Drive emergency storm drainage replacement. Let me back up just a second. Tamika, on those advertising for those police vacancies, did you say we could shorten the timeline some, declare them an
For
emergency opening,
emergency hire.
so we can get the police department staff on it? So
Mhm.
anything we need to approve on that?
You can declare the advertisement for the police department an emergency hire.
Okay. So I would like to ask the council to consider making a motion to declare the police officer hires, those 4 positions, emergency hires, so we can move forward and expedite replacement of those officers.
So moved.
Thank you, Ken. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Kevin. Any discussion? All in favor? And any opposed?
They didn't have one.
Right, so, on the golf drive, this is the road at the end of Golf Drive before you turn into the park that goes downhill and back up. There's a culvert down there that's, critical and is gonna blow out soon if something's not done. So, we have some money in our 4-cent road account that we would like to consider using to pay for this. Michael, you want to speak to that at all? Anything you want to say about it?
Yes, we had 3 bids on it, and R&R contractors was a little bid at 146.
45 and some change.
If we don't go ahead and do it, we can stand a chance of doing more damage and costing us more. But now, the engineer says it could collapse anytime. Right now, it's just one line.
Yeah, the actual total was 145, 125. There was one other bid received.
Two other bids, actually.
Okay, 166, 150, and 183, 950. So the 145, 125 was from R&R contractors. So I would like to ask the council for a motion to approve that Golf Drive emergency storm drainage replacement in the amount of 145, 125 to R&R contractors. Need a second? Okay, any discussion? You said the road might be closed 2 to 3 weeks, possibly,
It could possibly be.
depending on rain and that kind of thing. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, next we have a consideration of, Mr. Laster's got us a price to grind 48 stumps and clean up the debris for the various pine trees, especially around the city park, that are, Vantage Fair Park that has been, cut down, dead trees. 48 stumps, a total bid from Mr. Junior Dunn is $2,860. Did we have a chance to check and see if there's any other stump grinders that have a license in the city?
I have not had a chance.
Okay. All right, well, we would like to, ask the council to make a motion then to approve that expense on the stump grind.
Think that anybody else out there would or not?
If they probably some it would, but not at that lower price. I don't.
I think we need to wait on it, something that's gonna happen.
I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I don't think you're gonna do that. You know, you might could, but no, I don't.
Depends on the equipment and so on and so forth. I know he's gonna be able to do their job.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
You need a second?
That's right.
Thank you, Anthony. Any discussion? All in favor?
Michael, saying something?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Me and the mayor had a discussion last week about it, and the mayor was, I don't know if he got with you, Tim, but he was gonna see what money was left in the demolition of the house. And you, some of that money too.
He hasn't spoken to me about it, but we can discuss it, but.
Was that for this fiscal year or the
Yeah,
previous?
this,
All right. That was my next question, the funding source.
2,860, right?
Yes. Okay, the next item I would like to ask for a motion to once again table the YMCA pavilion rental agreement so we can obtain more information and try and get Mr. Ricky Powell to come in and speak to us. Okay, so. Any discussion? All in favor? Passes. So the next item, I see Miss Anne Marie back there with the Monroeville Main Street 5K run. You want to speak to that?
Absolutely. I have spoken with, Lieutenant Monroeville about police presence at the event. This will be our second annual. When we initially came, we asked for approval to do an annual event. The 5K will run the regular course. We will have it marked a little bit better this year. We are going to add a second kind of run for the rest of us who don't like to run. We've added the Hunter's Run, which means you can get a t-shirt and at 10:30 you get a brunch at Hunter's Run instead of getting on running a road race. Main Street will not cover your alcohol, so if you want to have a mimosa, that one's on you. But we will cover the cost of your registration for the event. And if y'all are good with all of this, we'd like to have a followed vehicle, but we would like to use a golf cart or a Kubota side by side. But I know I need y'all's approval for that. So it'll be on Mother's Day, May 11th. This is a sanctioned race, so do have a crew that will come in with tagged bibs. We do have first aid available on the border stations.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So I'd like to entertain a motion that we approve that Monroeville Main Street run, 5K run, with the understanding that the police department's on board with it and is willing to assist. And that we also allow them to have a cart follow, I guess, with refreshments and kind of thing.
Just to make sure if anybody falls, there's somebody to pick them up and, that kind of thing, and make sure that everyone clears the course and that we have a good.
Okay. So do we have a motion to that effect?
I make that motion.
Thank you, Thelma. Do we have a second?
A second.
If you have any discussion on it? All in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed?
Thank you.
So next we have the Arbor Day proclamation to consider. All the whereas on here, so Mr. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. So that's where we got the Arbor Day. So since then, there's been more than 1 million trees planted in Nebraska, and Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Trees reduce the erosion of topsoil. They cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, provide habitat for wildlife. Trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper and wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other products. Trees in our city may increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And the trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And lastly, the city of Monroeville has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation for 35 years and desires to continue its tree planting practices. So it reads that I, Charles Andrews, Mayor of the City of Monroeville, do hereby proclaim Thursday, March 21st as Arbor Day. And urges all citizens to celebrate it and support the city's efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, that Mayor urges all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. This 19th day of March 24. 23. Okay. Do I have a motion that we adopt the Arbor Day proclamation? Thank you, Anthony. Do we have a second?
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor? And any opposed? And one thing in conjunction with this, we had discussed that tree board might help us get some word out on if someone's considering cutting a tree within the areas that we publicize the rules and regulations regarding that. Ordinances the city has in place. Just as an awareness of families. So now we're down to the matters to be presented by the mayor and the council. In just a second, do we want to do anything on community house rates or deposits, or we want to wait and consider that in the future?
I think we should wait until the budget time and all that.
Okay. Everybody else good with that? Okay, I believe Mr. Laster is going to be off next week, but you'll have Anthony taking care of things.
I got a conference.
Kim, did you want to mention those coil covers for the AC unit? Speak to that.
Yeah, I asked Barbara to confirm that. We played phone tag today. I haven't checked my messages. The air conditioner, the new air conditioner here that we had at City Hall, quite expensive unit, and it does not come with coil covers like a vent louvered outside cover. And I asked Bubba what the price would be for those, just to protect those coils from rocks or somebody walking by and pushing their finger in. And if I remember right, they are something like 7,700.
7,500.
7,500. Yeah, I think it's 7.
Now you know, 7,000.
You said 7,500 at the earlier meeting, but I don't know if that's,
No,
hopefully it is, the same size.
You can build a
No,
little
it's like-
fence somewhere around there, like that, and then
it's like 700.
750.
Yeah.
I asked to be excused. I got
Yes,
a
sir.
meeting I should be at right now. You don't get a rib today. I'm getting too early.
It's Roger's fault. No.
Yeah,
Always.
No, it is. All right, so the coil covers for the new AC at the City Hall. Are we willing to make a motion to consider that up to $750?
So move.
So y'all just considering it or you approving it?
To approve it, approve that expense. It's free.
And are you just doing it with Bubba or?
You got the price from Hoover that put the unit in. So,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
750 is what you
Yeah.
said.
like right at 750.
We have a motion. Do we have a second to that motion? Any discussion? All in favor? And that should probably come out of maintenance, City Hall maintenance. That was Ken and Dawn.
Hmm. Where did you discuss it with the mayor to come from? Cause y'all discussed something different from my understanding.
We did.
That's what the mayor,
Out of that extra
The
money,
funding source.
out of the extra money
But
left
it-
over from the demolition money.
Okay, do you want also, while you have the floor, speak to the demolition of those Drury Road homes?
Yes, sir. So I am sending this week, I don't need a motion from city council, but I'm just keeping y'all abreast of it, because if we have to get paid for it, we'll have to know and approve the cost of it. I'm gonna send out notices to 905 Drury Road and 541 Drury Road. 905 is the greenhouse that's basically falling in on itself. And 541 is the White House down the corner. It's completely falling apart in the back. It can no longer support its asbestos shingles, and the shingles are falling off. That's how rotted it is. Both of those houses, since they have asbestos shingles, will need to get the shingles taken off by a contractor, and so grouping them together will probably have a better price on someone taking off the asbestos shingles. So I'm pulling the trigger on having those two torn down.
Okay, and that's money we already have budgeted.
The owners will be given a certified letter that gives them 45 days to take it down, or within 30 days, provide to city council a written proposal on how they plan to fix them. And as nothing has been done in the last 5 years, I seriously doubt they're gonna make any effort to fix them. So the burden of demolition will come back to us.
So that's advisory. The next item that we wanted to discuss was Mr. Laster, the public works items that were sold, brought in about $64,000. Give or take a little bit for commission. And he's asking permission to use 57,000 of that to buy a new labor truck. Or a used labor truck possibly for the public works, replace an older truck. So do we have a motion to that effect?
motion.
Okay, do you have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. All right, and other than that, do want to, in the public part of the meeting, offer congratulations to Coach Mandy Armstrong and those coastal Alabama codes. The girls' basketball went up and they really showed out this year and had a great year. So we'd like to congratulate them.
Did they go to the national championship?
They
Did they
did.
go somewhere? Yeah.
They went to Missouri.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
it.
national championship. They did not make the national championship.
That's still
Didn't win, but they came close. So we're very proud of them. And then one final thing to congratulate Tamika on achieving her HR credentials on her journey to her master municipal clerk designation. So congratulations. All right, do any other? Do any other council members have any business to bring up?
I don't.
Any department heads? Need to bring up? You got mine?
I have one thing, this is Melvin John, we can talk about one thing now, but, I have, I know in the city policy, it's got where 2 permanent employees that's immediate family cannot work under the same supervisor. But I have 2 brothers that applied for the summer help and they're actually temporary. Does that apply to temporary help too, or could?
Because they wouldn't be full-time, right?
No, but they'd be full-time temporary.
Right.
But now they don't get no benefits and nothing like that.
Yeah, the policy states permanent.
You can hire, better hire.
So a question, if he hires them, like, on after the summer, will it still be fine with the council?
If we have an opening.
Yeah, if he has an
Hire
open,
one of them, I guess.
Yeah, you know,
But as long as they're under 2 different supervisors, it'd be okay, wouldn't
if they were under 2 different.
I mean-
yeah, but they'll
The
be
policy
under.
reads,
Yeah.
under 2 or more under a department head.
Mhm,
We've had this situation before, right?
Yeah.
mhm.
So we've had 2 full-time folks that were brothers before.
Yeah.
So yes, we can revisit when it comes up.
Does it say that they can't work under the same supervisor or they can't supervise each other?
Same
No, no, it
department
says
head,
that under the department head.
it's the same department head, cause I went and looked at it
That was
too.
offered for the fire department when we had Peter and I.
That was, I remember now, it wasn't changed in the, it's not.
I don't
it's still
see it
as
in there,
the
yeah.
rule.
It says they can't supervise one another, but they can work on the same department. That's changed several years back.
Oh, maybe, did I look at the wrong?
But it never was, no, I read it in the personnel handbook, I
I
got it.
thought I did too.
I was one that requested that because of 2 brothers in the fire department.
If it was, it wasn't no.
It wouldn't
never
change then,
Sent out.
yeah.
It's in the minutes somewhere, but the council approved it, but they can't supervise each other.
They wouldn't be supervising each other anyway.
Well, let's, I'd like to ask for a motion then that we allow Mr. Laster to hire those 2 brothers to work as temporary workers.
So maybe.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Anything else from other department heads? All right, we need a motion to adjourn without Melvin here.
Like that.
We need a second. All in favor? Appreciate you guys.
Hey, Captain. I'm gonna, I'm finna post this for advertisement. Do you want me to just make a general post for like, police? officer, so I don't have to post each title, because I don't know about investigator. I know y'all should promote
Yeah.
for that.
I think, once we go back and load how we're gonna get around, somebody may have to promote somebody, so I don't know.
Okay.
But just in general.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put a, what you call it there, like a,